Thank you, Madam Speaker. My. Let us take a deep breath, shall we? Madam Speaker, the cornerstone of the strength of our American Republic is not only the peaceful transition of power, but it's the peaceful transition of a lawful power. And it's within the parameters of our oath, indeed, is our duty to inquire if we suspect that perhaps our elections have been compromised. Much has been said about what we do not know. What we do not know calls for investigation. What we do know is that in the disputed states, governors, secretaries of state, or local election commissions acted in violation of the election clause of the U.S. Constitution, wherein state legislatures are granted the sole authority to determine how presidential electors are appointed. It's that simple. State executive officials usurp the constitutionally vested authority of state legislatures within several of the sovereign states. Now, why are we involved in Congress? Because the founders gave us a narrow role. If we suspect that an election was compromised in a sovereign state, then we have a role in the seating of those electors and the counting. America is not a confederacy of states. We're a union of states. We're a representative republic. Therefore, each sovereign state has a deep obligation to follow the writ of its own election law during a federal election. We would not be having this conversation if our objections were solely rested upon the elections of sovereign state governors or state senators and representatives. It's a federal election for the President and Vice President of the United States. We certainly have a role, and we should investigate and support that role. Madam Speaker, America is an anointed nation, born of imperfect men, driven by perfect intent. May we be worthy of what it is to be an American, what it is to be a representative of the American people. May I ask, may we seek the quiet whisper of God's own voice within us. And I ask my colleagues to consider supporting this objection. I yield the balance of my time to the gentleman from New Jersey.
Thank you, and thank you for yielding. Before I start, something I didn't plan on saying, this is a debate. It's a discussion. Everybody has a right to an opinion. That is American. Because someone doesn't agree with your view or your ideas does not mean that they are liars. It means they have a different view, a different opinion. And I think for God's sake, as people watch this or see it or hear it, they expect more from us than that. We can disagree at a certain level. There is nothing worse than moral pomposity. You know, today was an amazing and terrible day. But one thing that we do know, ladies and gentlemen, is that our law enforcement protected lives, and they protected and preserved our democracy. I watched firsthand, as I always have, just as I do back home in South Jersey, these brave men and women put their lives on the line to defend all of us. May God bless the woman who lost her life today, and may God bless what is and will always be the greatest nation in the history of the world, the United States of America. At the core of our country's greatness is our democratic system. Pardon me?
The rule of the House, you must use your mask.
At the core of our country's greatness is our democratic system of government. Without faith in the integrity of our elections, Americans will not have faith in our democracy. The United States of America is the international embodiment of freedom and opportunity, the shining city on a hill. Free and fair elections have always been a hallmark of America's greatness. After this past presidential election, approximately 60 million Americans have serious doubts about the outcome. That is a number that we cannot ignore.
Gentleman's time has expired.